Being a victim is our natural condition. It's how we came into this world, fallen in Adam. You could say that we have been victimized by Adam. Also, we are victimized by other people. People do stuff to us, harmful stuff. We find ourselves on the wrong end of bad situations. And so, whatever your story is, I know that being a victim is part of that story. And so, I'm not downplaying or marginalizing that. But the question that I want to work through here is not, am I a victim? You are, I have been, I get that. But the real question is, how do you work through victimization? How do you become that more than conqueror person in Christ? In this video, I want to share with you 5 essentials to escape the victim mindset. Hello everyone, Rick Thomas here. Thanks for jumping on this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit the button so that you can subscribe and you'll get every video that we drop. In this one here, I want to talk about 5 essentials to escape the victim mindset. The problem with a victim mindset is that it deepens the pain, the things that have happened to us, and then it covers us with a case hardening that captures your thoughts in a presuppositional cycle. Now, let me explain what I was just saying. I used to work in a machine shop in my former life, and we made these metal rotors, things that they put in submarines. And one of the finishing things that we would do to these rotors is that we would put them in a furnace to case harden them so the exterior of them would not chip, break, or crack. That's what I mean by the term case hardening. And so I was talking about the victim mindset, that it deepens the pain and it covers us with a case hardening that captures our thoughts in a presuppositional cycle. The presupposition, everybody has one. That is your interpretive filter. A presupposition is like a pair of glasses, and whatever the lens is over the glasses, then that's going to give you an interpretation to everything that you see. And so we all have a presupposition, a way of viewing life. And if your lens is that of a victim, then you're going to interpret all the actions of others as being against you. You will perpetuate the own oppressiveness that you feel rather than living out a more than conqueror mindset. And so that big statement that I made in the beginning is the problem with a victim mindset is that it deepens the pain while covering it with case hardening that captures our thoughts in a presuppositional cycle where we are always interpreting everything that happens to us that's bad from a victim lens or a victim presupposition. And so, if you want to get out of that, if you want to have an overcoming mindset, if you want to change, then you have to plan to change today. And here are 5 things that will help you begin that change process. Number 1, be honest. Don't play the victim card, but be honest. And what I mean by that is tell the absolute truth about yourself. Be honest about what happened to you. Be honest how you are responding to it. Don't add if, and, but to the drama in your life. Make it all about you. Be honest about yourself, not others. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Talk about your story. You want to be honest, and you want to do that with a friend, someone who can help you to walk through it. That's point number 2. But back to being honest, you see, this idea of being victimized is not denying it. And so you can talk about what happened to you, the absolute truth, and even talk about your own culpability. That's why I said don't add any if, ands, or buts to it. Well, I would be different if. I would do that, but I don't do that. Just be totally honest about what happened to you, how you're responding, thinking, talking about it. Of course, point number 2, tell a friend. Let someone know how you need to change and why you need to change. And you will have to hold them accountable for holding you accountable. Don't let them off the hook. Make them speak into your life. You see, everybody's busy. You're busy, I'm busy. And the problem that we have with accountability partners sometimes is that we think, I just set up an accountability partner, it's just going to be this way for the next 10, 15, 20 years. It won't. They will stop calling. They will stop texting. They will stop asking. They will stop stopping by your seat at the local church meeting on Sunday morning. And so you have to hold them accountable. You not only want to tell them and confide in them, a person who is able to help you, but you will also make sure to hold them accountable, because that's just the way life works. Somehow we do live in this illusion that people will always be there for us. No, it doesn't work that way. You'll hear people talk about, well, no one shook my hand at the church meeting this morning. Probably not. It's just not how it works. If you want someone to shake your hand, you go and make them shake your hand. If you want someone to hold you accountable, then you will be the one that will have to lead that. And so you hold them accountable for holding you accountable. So number one, be honest about the whole truth. Number two, tell a friend. Number three, guard your heart. Watch yourself from yielding to the temptation to fall back into your old patterns of thinking and behaving. You want specific things to happen in your life and relationships. That makes you normal. I'm glad you want those things. But personal change does not mean that you will get the life that you desire, or that you will get it in the time frame that you want it. And so I don't know what God plans for you. I don't know the narrative that He is writing out for your life. And so you will have to guard your heart as you're changing, because you can elevate your expectations to such a degree that you experience disappointment and then you fall back into those old patterns. And then number four, express gratitude. Thank God daily, because He gave you the desire and the power to change. For God to care so much about you, to motivate you to change, is a profound reason for gratitude. That God would impose Himself into our lives, and that He would want to begin to tweak and enhance our lives and to move us forward on the path of progressive sanctification. Even though we're not there yet, as the kid says in the back seat of the car, we are moving forward, and there is a desire within you to want to change. That means God is there. God is working in your life. And so daily express gratitude to God. That is a whole different attitude than grumbling about your problems. And so if you make the transition from grumbling to gratitude, and this becomes your habituation, that in itself will begin to change you. And so number one, I want you to be honest, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Number two, tell a friend, hold them accountable. Number three, guard your heart from disappointment. You'll go back to the old past. Number four, express gratitude to God. Exchange that for grumbling, because He is working in your heart. Number five, finally, export the gospel. Changing is not just for you. God regenerates you, and then He begins the process of sanctifying you to spread His fame to the lives of others. As you are changing, be sure to ask the Lord to bring people across your path so you can share the good news with them. As Jesus said, go and make disciples. So you want to export the gospel. Without becoming too mystical here, there is something to this, that as God works in us and through us, as we are working and helping other people, there is something that dynamic that works through us. As God is working in and through us, because we are helping other people, that brings a change. I can't explain all of that, but I know it's true. And so as we do the work of caring for others, God does something fantastic for us, because we're not a Dead Sea Christian, but God is working in us and He's working through us. And then we begin to see the evidences of His grace in other people's lives. And that in itself is transformative. 5 essentials to escape the victim mindset. Be honest, tell a friend, guard your heart, express gratitude, export the gospel. Thanks for watching.